Hello, guys. All right, we are officially live. All right. So, we had a question last week, and we figured we should address it here. So, just so you guys are all aware, we always wear a mask whenever we come on site to any of our clients. We are just in today. We're at my house, so we're just not wearing masks right now because we've been working together for a very long time, and none of us have had symptoms, and we do check temperatures quite often, so all is good there. So we always do have masks whenever we go on site to any clients or anything like that. So now that we got that out of the way.
So don't worry, COVID free at the moment.
We are COVID free. And if we ever had symptoms, we would get tested and make sure that we are. So we are all good. So
absolutely. So yes. How's your week been?
It's been pretty good. It was a busy week.
Been hectic.
There was a lot going on, but we kept up strong. So Air 5. Boom. All right, cool. So yeah, we had a lot going on. I know we did a bunch of data migrations.
Yeah,
like several load of them.
Several laptops, big stack.
Yeah, and it's we kind of
funny. Last week we talked about the SSDs and stuff, and yeah, this week we got hit with them.
We kept busy. Yeah, we kind of do the white glove approach, where we make sure that when we migrate from one computer to another, it goes really, really smooth, and all of your data, your settings, and everything is over there. The only thing that we can't transfer is the programs. Mm-hmm. But you had a client that you went over, and they kind of had a botched one from another company.
They did, from another company out of state, in fact, and it just kind of really confirmed for me that we definitely go the extra mile when we're doing a data migration, because some people, it's terrible. and he was very pleased, so I'm glad.
So able to clean that up and then finish it up. Awesome. Yay. Well, very good. Yeah. And then next on our list here, we had a potential data recovery that maybe ended up not working, but they did have their data.
Yes. They did have a backup, thankfully. Things like, iPhone backups are great, especially if you're trying to get pictures. Yeah, sometimes a drive will die and you cannot get anything back from it. And
the physical drive was dead, and it wasn't readable. So yeah.
No matter what you try, sometimes you just can't repair it enough to get that data back.
This is true. And there are technically data recovery companies that can go a little bit above and beyond what we do, because they have clean rooms and they can physically open up the drive and take the insides out and put them in a different one that's working and stuff like that. But you can start getting into like the thousands of dollars. And so we try just a pure software type of data recovery, and using Linux computers and stuff like that. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't though. So
sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. So the next thing, one of our big clients, they got, I don't like to name them ideally if we don't, no need to, but one of our big clients did get 2 big new copiers from a local printer company.
Yes.
And you were there on site that day.
Yep, new commercial printers were installed, set it up on the server. We did their configurations. I think we had few hiccups with the group policy, but got that hammered out.
Yeah, got that all worked out. It was some kind of old group policy that kind of cleaned up and updating. So we got that all working, kind of got their settings all happy. So they are all good to go, which is cool. Got that all taken care of.
Also had another client that had a bit of a networking redo.
Yes, we did. So we're going to try. We've never watched a video live on a stream, but we're going to try. So, but there is a link on our blog to this. So this is really cool. So here's the blog post over here, and then scroll down a hair, and here's a video. So we'll try watching that and see how it looks.
All right.
So there was the before picture there. It was kind of crazy and messy and ugly, and we could never troubleshoot anything if that happened. And my theory might stand still, where you can't stream anything incoming while you're streaming outgoing. So that might not work too well. But you can see that it's ugly there. And then here's kind of, you can see in this picture here that's kind of us doing all the work. And then after the fact.
So it's a time-lapse video.
It is.
So it's like 34 seconds of, how long were we there on that job? A couple hours.
It was 3.5 hours from arrival to departure. So yeah. So obviously the video won't work, but that is okay. But you can check that out on our blog, and it's really cool. So you can look at that. And then, you know what? Actually, what I can do, I just realized I can send this. I can send it, and it will post it as a chat here.
Yeah.
Network. upgrade blog post so you can watch it. Oh, it said it. Well, blog post. Oops. It's a blast post because I typoed it, but that's okay. So that's cool. And then what else did we do? We did. We corrected some licensing errors at one of our clients. So they have a shared computer. And whenever you have shared computers, you got to kind of watch out with Microsoft compliancy. And it just wasn't set up correctly. So we went in and kind of gave each user their correct license.
That's
on
definitely
Microsoft,
your specialty when it comes to
yeah.
that. I'm like, yeah, I call Dave.
Yeah, I called Dave on the Microsoft licensing. So Microsoft has really, unless you have volume licensing, they've done away with like shared computers. So every person who logs into it should have their own license. And this particular client was on Microsoft 365. And so we just had to change them over from just a pure mailbox license over to include the desktop apps. And then they logged in and they were good to go. So it was all fixed up. Just kind of an error from the beginning. So we just went in and kind of took care of that and got that all cleaned up. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, the analysis of a scam email.
Yeah, you got a fun email.
I did. So this was a legitimate email that came into my business email account, which was quite crazy. And I'm going to try to pull up the image.
And I think it got through our protections, right?
It got through everything, including...
And why?
Why,
David?
Is the question. So here is why. So that you can kind of see a picture on there. And again, this is the blog post, and I'll link to it in the comments here shortly. But the what happened was the actual email was, there was no text in the email. So scam email blog post. Let me post this really quickly here. And, we get phone calls coming in. All is good. Let me get this over. So yeah, I did a live analysis of a scam message that I received over the weekend, and it got through not only like the protections that we have in place, and it got through all of the Google protections too, since our email is on Google. So, and there's a full video on there. It's about 7.5 minutes long. It's really cool. But the reason it got through was because there was actually no text in the email. So it was purely a picture. So it's kind of the equivalent of like taking your phone and emailing someone a picture from it. There's a lot of privacy issues, and so a lot of, nothing will really, they can't read the picture.
So an image typed to masquerade as a legitimate document.
Text document, yeah. Now, it was interesting because if you watch the video, they didn't link the image to a scam website. Their whole goal was to get you to call them. So that way, if you call them, then they'll remote into your computer and give you tech support, of course.
My favorite part here is the official Microsoft seal. Isn't that cute?
It's from like Windows Vista. It's like their old style logo, which is really comical. So
that's great.
It was really interesting though. So I kind of did a live analysis on how you can see there. And then what else did we? Let me look at our notes here.
Actually, there's been a bunch of leaks going on with user information to the dark web. You may have noticed on some other news sites, Intel, Nintendo had a leak not too long ago.
I gotta check my Switch then.
Yeah, you might want to check it. So if you have like credit monitoring services, they may notify you that your email address has been discovered on the dark web. My brother, for example, had that happen. And of course, his information is fine, but again, we go back to that password changing
immediately.
Anytime. Yeah.
You mentioned a client right before we got on the live call. What happened with them again?
So their email actually got hacked. First step, again, changing your password. But once they get that password, then you can try to reset, your passwords for other websites. And two-factor is great, but if they already have access to your email account to get that code and log in, boom. So
yeah. So they were booking.
Not good. Yeah, they had a trip that was booked in China on one of their credit cards using their rewards points, and thankfully, the card company caught it in the fraud department. But it goes to show you once that domino goes, it goes.
It just rolls and rolls and rolls, and so passwords are important. If you don't use a password manager, I know we talked about that last time, but use one and try to use a unique password for everything. And all password managers have a generator in them, and they'll save the password. So literally, I think my password manager has 900 and some odd logins saved in it, my personal one, and I've had it for like 7 years. But every password pretty much is unique. Not perfect, but we're getting there. And as I catch them, I always change them. So,
and then really the only one that you have to really remember is your good master password, which kind of encrypts everything in a personal vault. And so if you do come up with some random password for another website, as long as you save it in your vault, it can be whatever. You don't have to remember it. You can always look it up and index it.
Correct.
think of it as an old-timey Rolodex for just your passwords in digital form. And good ones are LastPass. I think you're a big fan of 1Password.
1Password is the one I'm a big fan of, yeah.
I use Bitwarden, which is an open source version. They're great.
Yeah, lots of good options there. And even
they have extensions and apps available for all your devices. So
connecting to your phone,
there's really
sync
no
between
reason
devices.
not to use one anymore. So.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I think, what was I going to say? I think we just, one of our nonprofit customers, I got her switched over to the 1Password professional or like the version that allows it to synchronize and kind of do everything. And I think it's like $2 a month. It's dirt cheap or something. But now she's going through and just kind of changing all of her unique passwords and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
And some of them, offer, free basic versions. I mean, you don't always have to go for that paid, additional.
Yeah, I know.
Especially if you don't make use of the features.
Yeah, it's true. 1Password has a free mobile app, so assuming you're willing to do that, and then you're good to go. And she did that for about a year, and then she just finally decided, I just want to sync it all up, and so we did that. And it was cheap, so yeah, it's pretty cool. And that's actually kind of what we do to keep all of our layer 2 passwords safe. We use a piece of software, which I'm going to keep nameless, but it does kind of the same thing for all of our client passwords, so all the admin passwords and stuff like that. It keeps them in a vault, and anytime we set up a password for any of our clients, for servers or backups or anything, it's typically anywhere between like 10 to 20 characters long, and it's all random letters and numbers and special characters and stuff like that. So
always fun spaghetti.
Yes, very fun spaghetti. So yeah. So then kind of moving on, we wanted to talk about our highlight of the week service is our managed IT services. So if you're not familiar with the czar, it's kind of like, I put a picture of a handshake here. I'm still working through the pictures on my website, but it's really like we do everything for our managed IT customers. I mean, literally everything when it comes to IT.
Yeah. Network upgrades, printer
networks,
upgrades.
Labor's all included. You don't pay for labor anymore. You have one monthly price that you pay us, and that includes everything. Kind of like an all-you-can-eat buffet, which is pretty cool. I love me some all-you-can-eat buffets.
I would love a Chinese buffet right now.
That'd be wonderful. We will have to do that sometime for lunch here soon. So, yeah. So if you guys need anything, reach out to us. You know how to find us. Yep. Layer2computers.com. You can call us or email, create a support ticket with support@layer2computers.com.
We'll be there,
and we will answer as quick as we can. And typically it's under an hour. So we kick butt and we'll take care of that. So let us know if you need anything.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Bye. Bye-bye.